Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we're going to talk about using NATTY as an excuse. Before I get into this topic, if you need coaching, check out the link down below. I'd love to work with you. Coaching is what I do for a living. All right. So yesterday, in the 5.2 free seconds I had during my day, I saw a comment on Threads, of all things. Instagram force fed me something on Threads from Atlas Power Shrug. And it basically said, stop using NATTY as an excuse. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch his video yet. And I don't mean any disrespect at all. I just haven't got caught up on videos, but I will. What I wanted to do was this kind of got the gears turning a little bit, and it got me thinking. So I wanted to share my thoughts on that before I went over and watched his video or his content, because sometimes I like to put out information that is unfiltered, that is unbiased, that doesn't simply look at the content of somebody else and reflect on it. So stop using NATTY as an excuse. I heard this, and in my head, here's what it made me think about, okay? It made me think about, like, all of the stuff you see on social media. Whenever you see somebody successful, muscle wise, lift wise, whatever, you see like the steroid comments. Obviously they're a smaller percentage, but whatever percentage they are, 5 or 10%, it kind of sends a fart out into the internet world, and it just resonates. And you get other lifters thinking, maybe there's something to that. Maybe this person is using a little something. Maybe they are a little bit enhanced. It kind of indirectly lowers the bar a little bit, like somehow you can only achieve amazing results strength wise or muscle wise or conditioning wise, if you step over into the dark side even a little bit and use a little bit of minor enhancement. But what it really got me thinking about was, I was in the bodybuilding world from 1986 to about, 2006 roughly, and I was introduced to powerlifting by someone at a place of employment. I had never heard of powerlifting before then. And I basically got into powerlifting as like a side thing, right? It's not my main passion. I like it. I'm not, but I would be a liar if I said powerlifting is my main passion in life. I like big numbers. I'm a power builder. I like muscle and I like strength, right? Excuse me. I like having both. But I'm not a pure power lifter. I don't live and die by powerlifting. I respect it. I like it. I've coached a lot of powerlifters. I've coached a lot of lifters on the platform. I help a lot of my clients compete. I've coached Special Olympics powerlifting. So I have a big foot in that world, so to speak. But the long ramble is coming to a point, and that is this. There are a lot of naturals out there using that as an excuse as to why they're not big, as to why they're not strong. You even hear naturals can't train hard, or the enhanced guys have to train hard. Naturals can only use one set per body part. And I even heard the other day on Instagram, and this is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard, by an influencer that was pushing the one set per body part or one set per exercise drum. If you want to do that, that's fine. But this guy made this statement, okay? And hear this. He said, before the steroid era, the normal was for lifters to use minimal training, one set, basically 1 to 2 sets per exercise. This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't normally confront people and post on Instagram, but I responded to his post, this influencer. I said, this is a lie. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. I've spent my life studying this stuff, right? The forum I had at Muscle and Brawn that I no longer own we lived in this world analyzing Reg Park and Marvin Eder, John Grimey. These guys didn't train 1 to 2 sets per exercise. They had big, intense, long, brutal workouts. Reg Park's 5x5. Marvin Eder did a lot of volume training on some of the lifts, especially things like dips. This is utter complete nonsense. But when I called him out on this, that the naturals aren't that fragile and that it was a lie, that lifters before the steroid era used only 1 to 2 sets per exercise, he said, I'm an idiot. Right. So, but the bigger picture here isn't whether I'm an idiot or he's an idiot. Who gives a shit, right? The bigger picture is, are naturals really that fragile? Is it like when you see, are they really that fragile? Do they really need minimal training? Do naturals, is it really like anytime you see somebody big and strong, you have to become a suspect? The biggest thing, and I made a video about this yesterday, is naturals have the natural culture can have lower standards. And this is a huge shame. This is a big shame. It's one of the reasons why I got into the study of natural potential way back in the day, because I wanted to know how big naturals could get, not to limit naturals, right? There's some pretty impressive naturals out there that never be like Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman, right? Obviously, we know the path that it takes to get there, but there's some guys that look great, and there's tons and tons of natural strength. But one point more than anything, stop using natural as an excuse, that I want to talk about is, over the years, the females in powerlifting I've seen putting up big numbers, the females I've worked with, the females on the net, just women I know. And I know a small handful of women, right? There's a woman I met at my last powerlifting meet who's benching. She was a school teacher. She weighed like 160 pounds and she was benching 230. We trained together a couple of times. She would dumbbell bench 85s. Just a school teacher woman. I have a couple females right now that dumbbell bench 65s and 70s. I have a female in Team Massive that is chasing a 135-pound overhead press. And she's, I don't know, at 115, 105 for reps, but she'll get there very, very soon. But she's at the same place most men are at. And she's like, I don't know, 145-pound music teacher, right? 40 years old. She's not some thick-thighed, stereotype that we like to, think is the case. My daughter, when she got into powerlifting at age 13, we trained for about 6 months before she did any deadlifts or squats at all. And she ended up pulling from like 2 or 3 inches off the ground, 225 pounds on a sumo deadlift. She weighed 102 pounds. And at the time, the world record was like 275. My daughter had only been powerlifting for like a year. But the point is, she was on track to hit 275 at age 13 at a body weight of 102. I have my wife, when we first started training together, she would dumbbell bench 40s for 10 sets of 10. I'm not making that up. Great muscle endurance. You think I'm crazy, but I'm not making that up. Women. I've coached women that have squatted well over 315 pounds, deadlifted well over 365. There's a female that came to me when I worked at Tiger Fitness that was fresh, new, never lifted before, right? And I worked with her every week. She hired me as a coach. At the end of the road, we got her squat, and I got her squat after 6 months up to 225 for 20. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. She got 315 pounds on squats after 6 months. Now, this is obviously a rare case, right? But you don't see people running around with these women calling them steroids or, yelling enhanced. the bottom line here is I've seen women do a lot of amazing things, and I hate to break the news to that 10% crowd that's running around like a bunch of little bitches, but they're not enhanced. And the good news here, and that's what we should be talking about, is that if these women are crushing this type of weight, what is the potential for men? The potential is amazing, and that's the good news. That's why I started studying natural muscle building potential. You can get a lot stronger than you could ever imagine, a lot bigger than you could ever imagine. It's not easy, but it's not complicated. It's not easy, but it's not complicated. So stop using Natty as an excuse. It's a pathetic excuse. It's a cop-out. There are things we can fix. Check out my video from yesterday. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.